Manifest your every desire by blowing on your trumpet 7 times, right? Grand rising, all kings and queens, all gods and goddesses, all beautiful people. I am Beef Lost to God, and this morning I'm going to be speaking briefly on the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho, right? Now, Joshua chapter 1, verse 3, it says, this is what God told Joshua, right? Wherever the sole of your foot shall tread, that have I given unto you. Right? Wherever the sole of your foot shall tread, that have I given unto you. Right? And in this statement now, the word foot means understanding. Right? So basically what it's saying, wherever you are in consciousness, right? Eventually there you will be in the physical as well. Right? Because everything first starts in the conscious mind. Right? You can be physically in China, you can be physically in the States, right? But mentally, you can put yourself elsewhere, right? And by making it so intense and by persisting in that assumption, you will move to wherever you are in consciousness. It may not be at the same time. It may not be a day after. It might be a couple of weeks after. It might be a month after, because every seed has its own appointed hour. All right? Now, in the story of Joshua, Joshua wanted to go to the state as the Bible puts it. And as I said before, the Bible, it's all psychological, it's all a metaphor, right? So I'm just going to break down the meaning, of the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho, right? Basically, Joshua, he wanted to go to the state of Jericho, right? And Jericho was a state, a beautiful state, as the Bible put it, it's a place, beautiful place. Like Jericho is like, how to put it, Jericho is like Hawaii. It's like today's modern day Hawaii. That's the best way I could put it, a beautiful place. A place where almost everybody wants to go, and vacay and everything, right? Now, in the Bible, it says Joshua wanted to go to Jericho, right? And what was stopping him was the walls surrounding Jericho, so he could not enter, all right? And, by him being frustrated because he couldn't enter into the state of Jericho because of the walls stopping him. That's when God told him, wherever the sole of your foot shall tread, that have I given unto you. Right? And when God told Joshua that, it was it haunted him. He was possessed by those words. Right? He meditated upon those words. All right, and then it said also in the scriptures that after that Joshua blew his trumpet several times, causing the walls surrounding Jericho to crumble, right? And then he was able to enter into the state of Jericho, right? Now, again, it's all psychological, it's all a metaphor, and this is what it actually means. Now, Jericho is not really a physical place that you go. Jericho is wherever you are in a good mood, wherever your vibration is high, you're in the state of Jericho. So every time you're in the vibration and the state of peace, love, joy, happiness, right? That is the state of Jericho. Beautiful place to be. The walls surrounding Jericho are the circumstances in life. The things that are hindering you, right? That are stopping you from entering that state, right? So let's say you desire to be happy and at peace and be joyful, but circumstances, the way how things look, it's the whole opposite, right? Things aren't aligning in that vibration to cause you to be happy and joyful. So you're more focused now on the circumstance itself rather than actually putting yourself into the state of joy and peace and happiness, right? And we can all do that just by switching, as long as you are switching the state, as long as we are aware. But most of us, we aren't aware. So we continue to give the outer world and circumstances all power, right? So Jericho is the state, is that high mood, the state of being, and the walls surrounding Jericho is the circumstances in life, right? Now, when it says that Joshua blew the trumpet several times, right? The seven represents the Sabbath day, right? And anytime that you're walking in the assumption of the wish fulfilled, right? Anytime you feel satisfied and confident that you are the man and the woman that already has their desires, right? Because you persist in it consciously, even though it's not here in the 3D reality as yet, right? That is blowing on the trumpet several times, right? Which is known as the Sabbath. You know, the number seven, right? So anytime you come across seven in the Bible, that's what it means. Anytime that you're walking in the assumption and you have your mind fixed on the vision and nothing can move you from that conviction, then you're blowing on the trumpet several times. And that's what Joshua did, right? He wanted, according to the Bible, he wanted to enter into the state of Jericho, but the walls were blocking him, which was the circumstances. And after hearing what God told him, that wherever the sole of your foot shall tread, there that have I given unto you. He decided then, after contemplating on that, he blew the trumpet several times, meaning he went into his consciousness and saw himself in the state of Jericho, felt it, walking that assumption boldly, right? And by doing that, as the story said, he blew on the trumpet several times, it caused the walls to crumble. Therefore, things rearranged themselves, right, in order to bring about his desire in the 3D reality, in order to materialize it, right? So the crumbling of the walls is the circumstances just being removed, right? The circumstances dissolving just because he changed his mindset, his consciousness. Okay, so that's what it basically means. All right. So with any goal that you have that you want to achieve and that you desire, all right, but the walls surrounding your Jericho, which is the circumstances, they are stopping you, right? It's all up to you. You can blow your trumpet several times as well, like Joshua, right? Causing that wall to crumble, and then you can enter successfully into the state that you desire. All right? So you have your mindset on a specific amount of money, but circumstances look the total opposite, you know, and it doesn't seem that you can't achieve that money, right? Blow on your trumpet several times and make that wall crumble, right? Which is the circumstances. Cause that wall to crumble completely, right? And then you can enter into that state. And eventually then you will see your desire manifested in materializing the 3D reality. All right? Wherever the sole of your foot shall tread, that have I given unto you. Wherever you can be consciously in your mind. It doesn't matter where it is, it does not matter, right? As long as you are in there consciously and you assume that feeling of the wish fulfilled and you persist in that feeling of satisfaction and confidence, right? Knowing that it is already done because you saw yourself in it, you spoke it into existence. Every single day you're persisting in it, so it comes like second nature. It's like you're already there because you are in the higher dimension, right? But when you're focusing now on the walls of Jericho, the circumstances, that is third dimensional. So why not go to the higher power, the higher realm, and stay there, right? And once you're up there and you stay there, you can cause those walls to crumble, and then you can successfully enter into the state of Jericho. You can successfully enter into the state of the person that already is happily and blissfully married. You can successfully enter the state of the person that already has great health. You can successfully enter the state of the person that already has that job. You can successfully enter the state of the person that has complete financial freedom. You can successfully enter the state of the person that has that new concept, self-concept of themselves, of positivity, of courage, of strength, of power, feeling deserving of everything and anything. All right. So I just hope this brief explanation, was of help to you. You know, the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho. Alright? And how you can apply this to manifest your every desire. Alright? The circumstances being the walls surrounding Jericho, and Jericho being that state, that blissful, happy, peaceful state. You know? And you don't have to focus on the walls surrounding your Jericho. Right? Blow on your trumpet several times. Right? Keep your mind fixed on the vision that on what it is that you truly want. Right? These walls have no power over you. You have the power over them. So always blow on your trumpet several times. And you will see everything in this reality is going to move around. Even if it doesn't look so, everything is moving around and working out for your best interest. As long as you can make Jericho your dwelling state, the state of peace and love and joy, the state of satisfaction and confidence that you are already man and the woman that already has their desire. And you can do that by using the tools every single day. As a reminder, you know, your affirmations, your scripting, your visualizations, you know, even going into some silence and meditation, you know, listening to good music that puts you in a good vibe, reading good books and stuff like that, just to keep you in that state of Jericho. To hell with the walls. We're gonna keep blowing on our trumpet several times. Right? We're gonna keep blowing on our trumpet several times. Any circumstances that pop up that we might have a little doubt, because we're still in the physical body, you know, you're going to still have a little doubt sometimes. You're still going to be able, but as long as we can stay in that state for the most part, Jericho, right, and keep our trumpet close by and blow on it several times, destroy any circumstances that come about, destroy those walls, right? And we can enter. If we're not there as yet, we can enter it. If you're more focusing on those circumstances, on those walls, blow on your trumpet several times, and you can enter. But if you're already in it, and you know the circumstances still coming about, right? You don't want to focus on that. So you know you keep your trumpet close by if that happens. Right? But for the most part, we are staying in that state of Jericho. Right? And completely demolish those walls. Because we are the operant power. Alright? With all that being said, I am Beef Sauce to God, sending you love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings as usual. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel as yet, feel free to do so. Feel free to click the notification bell as well. Feel free to like, feel free to comment, feel free to share your views, feel free to share my videos as well if you want to, alright? You are the operant power. Stay focused on what it is that you want, not what you don't want. What is happening here in this 3D reality, even if it may look like the opposite, the circumstances, whatever the case might be, to hell with that. This is where the power lies, in the consciousness. Even if outside looks different. Don't fall into the trap. Stay focused and you're going to get it. Trust me. I am Beef Sauce to God, sending you love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings, and do have a blessed day. I'm out.